today I want to talk to students who are having a stressful life because they need to graduate and then find the job, and they're not really sure how to tackle this new world of recruitment. So I want to show you 3 plugins that we've created, and I really hope they're going to help you land in the position of your dreams. So today we're going to go through the recruitment process. So the first step is composing your resume that you're going to send out to the potential employees, then creating the best cover letter for every position, which is perfectly uniquely tailored. And the last step is getting ready for the interview. So let's start with the first one, graduate resume. If you don't have it, just go to plugin store here, type in graduate resume and download it in a few clicks. So we start with a very easy prompt. Need a resume. Usually it gives you 2 options, or it starts with 2 directions. You either can upload the resume, the draft that you have so far, or you can start it from the scratch completely. What I have now, I already have the draft. I will show you in a few seconds. So let's proceed with editing the draft. Here we go. Once we prompted that, we usually get the link is here to upload the document, PDF document that we have. We choose our resume. So here, as you can see, it's not a ready resume. It's just a chunk of information that I just typed in. Everything that I knew about myself. There's no structure. It needs to be redesigned. It needs to be more precise. It lacks some information. So what I'm going to do is just choose it, upload it. In a few seconds, there's going to be a successful pop-up window. And once we're done, we're going to go back to the chat and type in done. First of all, it's going to structure all the mess that I have there. Also, it gives like a bit of improvements of its structure because, as I showed you before, it was just a chunk of information that I put together on a piece of paper. And here we go. We have the structure. We can type in, I want to structure my resume and also make the education section, education section more precise, for example. Of course, you can tailor it according to your needs. You can talk through and ask questions like, that you want to have more bullet points of your responsibilities in the only work position that you had, and so on and so on. So here for the education section, it asks for extra information that we can fill out. We can skip sometimes, for example, the exact title of your degree. Let's just copy, paste it in order not to fill it with all of the information and look for that. Let's say, for example, GPA 3.8, extracurricular activities. I want that to be startup incubator. We filled out that with a little bit extra information. It's going to put it on the CV. It's going to structure that. Also, we're going to have a neat design in the end. And we are ready to send out the resume that we can actually show to the recruiters, and they're going to make sense out of that comparing to the thing that you previously seen. So here we go. Here, as you can see, it asks for some extra details. For now, I'm just not going to proceed with that, not to waste your time. So let's say proceed with the final file, just to show the example how the final product will look like. So here we go. After a few seconds, we can download our, there are some issues with my connection probably. But here we can see we can download it in 3 formats, different designs. It's already very well structured. It's very well designed. So we can just download a PDF, for example. That is the one that I usually prefer because you can just take it and send it to all the potential workplaces, and you're settled and ready to go. Here we go. So our next step after we've received our perfect resume would be actually having job cover letter. So here we can prompt again very easily job cover letter needed. Oops, I screamed at it, but I hope ChatGPT is not going to be mad at me. So yes, we can either provide a link to the position that we want to apply, or we can just copy paste the description of that position. That is what I'm gonna do. We just paste the description. So here we're pasting the description of the position that we want to apply to. Yes, here we go. Please wait a while to create a link where we gonna upload the resume that we previously created with a previous plugin. And that's gonna extract the needed information. So here we choose it. Here is the resume that we created. It's much better, much more structured comparing to the previous one that I had with just a bunch of text. As we did previously, we just upload it, press OK, and do not forget to type in done. Once it's done, it's going to compose a perfect cover letter, which is again very structured. It's both relevant to your background and it's relevant to the position information that we provided with, either with a link or just copy pasted the requirements and description. So here we can see that our cover letter was already composed together, and we can download it and see how it looks. Also, oops, there is some connection problems, as you can tell from my side. Just let's regenerate. As I always say, if something does not work from the first time, please make sure that you try to reword it or you regenerated it, because sometimes it's very easy to troubleshoot, and that is actually almost no effort. It does take like extra few seconds, but make sure that you've done everything. If in case that is still not working, please feel free to contact our support team. They will be always happy to make sure that you have seamless experience with our plugins, because we make our best to make it as useful and as efficient and easy to use for you as possible. So here you can see the final prompt where we can choose our cover letter, download it, and then use it with the potential employees. So this last plugin that I want to show you is Job Interview. Here, that works as an exercise for you to go through the potential questions that you might have. As a student, you might not be aware of all the peculiarities, all the questions that recruiters and your future manager is going to have for you. So that is a great exercise to just go through all the chunks of information that might be needed for you. So here, need to train for an interview. Do not overcomplicate it. It's as simple as that. Then, as always, we need to input information about the position that we want to apply to. Again, it's either the link or the description. Either works. We just paste, and then we get the exercise. Basically, different questions. You can think about the question, how you would reply, and then write it up and go to the next one. And the tool actually will give you feedback on every single one. So for this one, for example, beforehand, I composed an answer. And here we go. It's gonna analyze the answer that you provided and give you feedback based on the structure and your points. If there is something lacking, it will provide you with more precise information how to make it better. Here, everything was okay for the chat, and we proceeded for the next question. Once you complete it, there is going to be a summary with all the details on what you could improve, where you did great. And I think that is a great tool to just get less stressed during the interview, because you already kind of know what to expect. There are different videos for every plugin that I've just covered. There are more details and more peculiarities and features that we are talking about. Please feel free to take a look at those in case you need any extra information. And as always, if you run into any challenges, feel free to contact our support team. There will be an email in the description below. And have a great day, and hopefully you will land the position that you want. Bye-bye.